Good morning, sir. Kimberly Carter, speaking
Morning.
to you as a disabled American and as a proud Air Force veteran and as a Black woman in
Well, thank you for
America.
your service.
Thank you, sir. I'm curious, in the context of institutionalized racism in the U.S. justice system, I read recently that the current administration has put 158 federal judiciaries on the bench. Can you share with us how you look forward in your current roles? How do you look forward to the future with the work that you're doing and that you plan to do, seeing that there are so many judiciaries currently sitting in lifetime appointments on the bench when it comes to institutionalized racism in our justice system?
Yeah. No, that's a great question and a very important question. And that, when it's all said and done, that ties into, the first two questions about the importance of participation and voting and things of that nature. Because in one of the areas where we can be certain there's a dramatic difference between a President Trump or President Clinton is in the type of individuals that are being put on the federal bench with lifetime appointments who ultimately decide a wide range of questions, such as the decimation of the Voting Rights Act, which has led to the flood of voter suppression laws, many of which have been upheld because of the type of folks who are on the bench and the dynamics that exist. We've got the question of diversity and so-called affirmative action in higher education that is likely to make its way to the Supreme Court and is working its way through the federal court system right now. And the judge that replaced Kennedy was the fifth vote for diversity in higher education. And had Hillary Clinton been able to replace Kennedy, the likelihood is we could be assured that the concept of diversity in higher education would have been preserved, not declared unconstitutional based on some hyper-conservative reading of, the Equal Protection Clause. But because President Trump was allowed to replace Justice Kennedy with Justice Kavanaugh, that's in peril. And that's a difference that will impact the American people, certainly African Americans, based on who won in 2016. And we can go down the line on issues particularly of racial, social, and economic justice, where, there's real concern. And a lot of it will fall on Roberts. And Roberts is a Bush appointee under this climate. But Roberts is also someone who may be an institutionalist, and at least in two instances that are recent, the Affordable Care Act, where he voted, I believe even authored the opinion declaring it constitutional. And in the context of the citizenship question, most recently that the Trump administration was trying to put on the census forms as part of an effort to suppress participation in the census, Roberts said he had problems with it, and as a result of the Supreme Court decision, it went away. So a lot of this may fall on Roberts, but it didn't have to fall on Roberts, because had a President Clinton been making those two appointments, one of which was to replace Justice Scalia with a progressive justice, we'd be in an entirely different situation for generations to come than the one that we are in now. And it certainly is the case that if the president gets a second term and will likely have an opportunity to replace not just a Justice Thomas or perhaps even a Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, God forbid, that's going to impact everybody in this room for the balance of your lifetime. And that really is what the stakes are. But again, to leave on an optimistic note, my view has been that America and the African American experience certainly suggests this, is a resilient country. And that whenever we found ourselves in a tough spot, we always somehow make it to the other side. And, we've done that from the moment the Republic was founded all the way through to this moment of backlash. And I've got to believe, and I believe this is the case, that as we've always done, what the backlash leads to is a new generation rising up to confront the social, racial, and economic injustice of the moment, to continue to move us forward as we march toward a more perfect union.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from Brookings.